No stage fright against those in Lillywhite. And if you disrespect the cup, it will mash you up. And in the end, it's no surprise, Bob. You can't send in boys to do a man's job. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly at Liverpool FC podcast, brought to you by the LFC File. Roll the intro, Arne. Arne? Welcome back, one and all, for the latest episode of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly at LFC podcast for the Cup game weeks, brought to you by the LFC File and, of course, myself, Ben Green. Thanks very much for stopping by. A warm welcome to the new subscribers. We are over 2,000 now, which is rather surprising, but there you go. You can't keep a good thing down, so to speak. And very much welcome. Thanks for your faith in subscribing, and I hope it continues to match your expectation. Leave your comments, of course. Most importantly, remember to subscribe if you haven't done already. Press the notification bell and do smash that like button as well if the content floats your boat. So, look out, wait for the end, because there is going to be a little plug that I think might brighten your mood a little bit. So without further ado, let's get into it with the good. The good this week is without doubt the 4-1 aggregate win against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. As we all know, Liverpool fell to a controversial 1-0 defeat in the first leg at White Hart Lane, and I think most Liverpool fans would have expected that we would turn them over in the second leg, and this we duly did with a 4-0 drubbing at Anfield against let's admit, a frankly woeful Tottenham side. Liverpool took the lead with Cody Gakpo in the 34th minute. A pretty well taken effort, and in the second half, 1-0 at half time? Then in the second half we had a penalty from Mo Salah, and Szoboszlai chipped in, and Van Dijk with a late effort on 80 minutes. Good result, thoroughly deserved. I think Tottenham, I'm not sure, I haven't looked at the stats, but I'll be surprised if they actually had a shot on target in the whole game. I think they maybe had one or two in the second half, but actually Liverpool completely dominated them in this match. Now I've got the Mirror here with the headline from Jacob Leaks: dominant Liverpool thrash awful Tottenham to reach Carabao Cup final. 5 talking points. Those we won't bother with, but he goes on to say Liverpool 4-0, 4-1 on aggregate. Goals from Cody Gakpo, Mo Salah, Szoboszlai, Van Dijk send the Reds into their second successive Carabao Cup final. What can you say? It's a very good result, and I don't know if Tottenham, they probably felt they had a chance going into this game, but I was very confident that Liverpool were going to bring it home, so to speak, and I was very thankful that Mr. Slot fielded a full strength side to deliver the goods. So really good result. It was just a completely dominant performance. Everyone really played well. Standout performers, there were a few. I think Conor Bradley played well. He continued to do his thing, as he is becoming customary for him these days. Andy Robertson actually done well on the left side. I think he's had a bit of a sketchy start. Jones, very solid performance as well. He's coming into his own, I think. Everyone. Salah, Szoboszlai, Nunez, always a little bit ropey, to be honest. I think he flatters to deceive a lot of the time, but let's see. I expect a bit more from him, to be perfectly honest. I'm not really in the Nunez camp. So overall, a very good result achieved by a very strong team, and we'll come on to that topic a bit later. But that brings us on to the bad. I think you need to be living under a rock to not know what the bad is, and this is going to be Liverpool's royal dumping out of the FA Cup at the hands of, I wouldn't say lowly, I don't like using that word, but Plymouth Argyle yesterday at the Home Park Stadium. which is actually known for being a stadium with a very good atmosphere, and they showed that yesterday. What can you say? Completely just abysmal performance. When I saw the lineup, and I'll come on to that in a bit, I felt this was going to be a tough one for Liverpool. You can clearly see where Arne Slot's priorities lie. But that said, I would have felt Liverpool would have given a better account of themselves. And I've got the Independent here with Phil Blanch's headline: Liverpool stunned by Plymouth as quadruple hopes ended by FA Cup shock. And he goes on to say Plymouth 1, Liverpool 0. The Reds are upset by the Championship strugglers after Ryan Hardy's penalty in the thrilling fourth round tie. I think thrilling it was, to be honest. Crap for Liverpool, but thrilling for the neutral. The first half, I don't think Liverpool had a shot on target, actually, not even until the second half, midway through. Absolutely shocking performance. But what can we do? Out they are. And life goes on. It's just a shame they only played for the last sort of 15 minutes. But before then, I think Plymouth, and you have to give them their dues, they really put in a good shift. And there's not really much you can say. I got a couple of text messages yesterday, one from a good old friend of mine in London who's a Chelsea fan. But other than that, he's a nice guy who's going to be tuning in. You know who you are. What can I say? Leave your comments below. I'm interested to see what you think. At the end of the day, I'm gutted because I thought we could have gone further in the competition, but we didn't. However, that said, we're still in the Champions League. We're still top of the league. We're in the Carabao Cup final. If we win one out of those three, I will be happy. Looking at the bigger picture, it could be a lot worse, to be perfectly honest. So let me know what you think about that. On one hand, I think it was good for the FA Cup, actually, because I think the shine of the FA Cup has kind of it's sort of lost the romance, if you like, over the last, say, sort of 10 or 15 years. But it was nice to see. I mean, I've been watching a few of the games, actually. I watched Leyton Orient Man City result. The game. I watched the game. That was a good one. Birmingham Newcastle as well. That was a good one. And something told me there was going to be an upset this weekend. I just wasn't expecting it to be so close to home. Let's put it that way. But it is what it is. We move on, and I hope, in the very least, that the FA Cup starts to get a bit more kudos, and when it comes to final day, we can have the sort of occasion that we've had in the past, where there's a few nice stories to tell, etc., etc. I doubt Plymouth Argyle will be there, to be fair, but stranger things have happened at sea. I will be very surprised. Anyway, moving on to the ugly. The ugly this week is going to be Liverpool's team selection. Arne Slot's team selection against Plymouth yesterday. When you look, I mean, hindsight is always 20/20, but when you look back, you kind of say, well, what sort of selection was this? When I saw it, actually, I thought to myself, this is going to be a long afternoon. Yeah. You could see with this team, McConnell, Krancer, Gomez, Tsimikas, Endo, Nioni, Elliott. That's a very poor midfield, I would say, in anyone's book. No disrespect to young Nioni, but he's not quite ready. This should be his level, I suppose, to be fair. But Diaz, Jota, Chiesa's all right. I think he's still struggling. Diaz, I would say up until Christmas he was doing all right, but since then he's gone off the boil. Jota, I would have expected a bit more from him, but at the end of the day, there is some truth in you as good as the players around you, and if they're not that good, then it's going to be a bit of a struggle, and that it was. And I've got the lineup here from the BBC here. You can see how Liverpool lined up. And when you look at the subs bench, you would have expected. I mean, Curtis Jones didn't get a run out, and for me, this indicates that Arne Slot absolutely did not want to take any risks with any of his main players. Normally, you would have expected, if you want to win this, you need to have, maybe a Salah, a Van Dijk, Curtis Jones, a Gravenberch on the bench, and you can put two or three of them on and hopefully change the game or turn it round in the worst case. But it seems Arne Slot either felt the worst case wouldn't transpire, or he obviously thought, well, look, we'll give this lot a chance, and if we get through, we get through, which is a bold approach, to put it mildly. But yeah, I mean, it was too little, to be honest. It wasn't enough, and we can only hold our hands up, um, you know, and move on. I also felt the Liverpool fans were quite quiet. I'd like to hear your comments on this, but I thought the fans, the travelling fans, didn't really. I didn't hear much from us. It's a hard one to swallow, but what can you say? We move on. And as there is no fantasy Premier League, just safe to say that Liverpool will play Everton this Wednesday. I think it's 7:30 kickoff UK, 8:30 on the continent. I've just got the latest scores on the doors for those that haven't seen it, but yeah, this will be a tricky one. Actually, Everton will be revitalised under the return of the Mr. David Moyes, so that will be an interesting one. How Liverpool fare against this wily old fella and his gang. So let's see. And yeah, just I'm going to wrap it up there. Just a quick note for those who would like to be reminded of sunnier times, more happier times in the in the in the in the backdrop, let's say, to the weekend's result. I'd like to remind you that the series, the LFC files, the good, the bad, and the ugly season reviews are available on Amazon, and those are available in Kindle form and paperback, and there's a hardback as well. So if that floats your boat, please do make a purchase and help a man out. Yes, there's the summary from last season. There is, of course, the number 19 from the Premier League winning season in 2020. So if that's your thing, please do make a purchase and have a read. Personally, I would say it's a very good read, but then I would. Thanks very much for stopping by. It's been much appreciated. As usual, please do like, subscribe, press the notification bell. Let me know what you think in terms of Liverpool's performance over the weekend, and of course last week, and what you think we're going to do for the rest of the season. I'm quietly confident, to be honest. I'm quietly confident, at least judging by Arne Slot's selection on yesterday. You've got to be, haven't you? If he's keeping the best out of the firing line, let's look at it that way. And let's look forward to Wednesday's game. And until then, look after yourselves. It's going to be another chilly week, it looks like. So take care and look after yourselves and one another. And until the next time, peace. Your LFC file.